Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Risya Nurlaela Solihah. I'm from English Department in Kuningan University. I made this video to fulfill my assignment of grammar in spoken discourse, and I would like to present a material about direct and indirect speech. The first is definition of direct speech. Direct speech is the actual words of the speakers are reproduced. This means that direct speech can come from the first speaker to second speaker or third speaker or other. The example, he said, I'm going to school. In general, the characteristic of this direct speech is punctuation, like this question mark are used for direct speech. And the next is indirect speech, or also known as reported speech, is the main idea of a speaker's words is reported by another person and the exact words are not quoted. This means indirect speech can come from third speaker to retelling or reporting of what someone said. So, the key difference between direct and indirect speech is that with direct speech, the exact words are quoted, but in indirect speech, it is your own words. This is the example of indirect speech. I play baseball with my friends. This is direct speech with Anna as first speaker. What did she say? This is Annie as second speaker. She said that she plays baseball with her friends. And this is indirect speech with Anne as third speaker that retelling what Anna said. The next is direct and indirect speech conversion. The first is change the introductory sentences. The second is change the tenses. The third is change the pronouns. And the last, change the adverb. The first is introductory sentence. But before change the introductory sentence, we should know where the introductory sentence in direct speech. Based on this example, introductory sentence is before comma or before colon is introductory sentence. Lia says, in this example, is introductory sentence. So, to changing introductory sentence, the first thing to change is tenses. If the introductory sentence use simple present as tenses, it doesn't need to change the tenses. The example, Lia says, the teacher keeps students' homework every day. If we change in indirect, become Lia says that the teacher keeps student homework every day. This verb not change because the introductory sentence use simple present for the tenses. But if the introductory sentence use simple past, we have to change the tenses. The example, Lia said the teacher gives students homework every day. If we change in indirect speech, become Lia said that the teacher gave students homework every day. This verb change with verb to because the introductory sentence use simple past as the tenses. And the next is conjunction uses. In other words, this conjunction to changing the comma or the colon in direct speech. The first is conjunction that to statement sentences. Example: Leah says the teachers give students homework every day. And if we change in indirect, become Leah says that the teacher gives students homework every day. This colon change with that in the sentences. And the second is whether or if to yes or no question. Example: she asked, "Are you a student?" And if we change in indirect, become she asked whether I was a student. In the last is common request uses. In common request, use conjunction to positive comment and conjunction not to negative comment. This is the example. She said, "Stand up." And if we change in indirect, become she said to stand up. This is change with true because stand up is positive comment. She said, "Don't touch me." If we change with indirect speech, become she said not to touch her. This is change with not to because "don't touch me" is negative comment. The next is changing tenses. If indirect speech use simple present, we use simple past to indirect. Simple past indirect, past perfect in indirect. Present continuous become past continuous. Present perfect become past perfect. And model auxiliary verb 1 become model auxiliary verb 2. Will become would, can become could, shall become should, may become might, must become had to. The next is change the pronouns. The first is pronouns of the first person. Example: he said, "I'm bored." If we change in indirect, become he said that he was bored. The next is pronoun of the second person. Example: he said to her, "You are beautiful." And in indirect speech, become he said to her that she was beautiful. The next is pronoun of the third person. Example: I said they have gone out. If we change in indirect speech, become I informed that they had gone out. And the last is change the adverbs. If we want to change direct speech to indirect speech, we can change the adverbs. This become that, these become those, here become there, now become then, today become the day, tomorrow become the next or following day, and yesterday become the day before or the previous day. The example: the interviewer said to the young man, "We will let you know our decision by tomorrow." If you want to change in indirect speech, become the interviewer said to the young man that they would let him know their decision by the next day. And the next, for your information, in reported speech, the word of words or the sound used by the speaker to express an emotion is omitted. Example: "Wow, what a handsome man he is," the girl said. If we want to Change in indirect speech become the girl exclaimed what a handsome man he was. Or other example, hello, my friend said to me, how are you? If we want to change in indirect speech, become my friends greeted me and asked how I was. Maybe this all for me. Thank you so much. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.